What's up, everybody? Joshua Yale here with Eric Goldman to talk about the Star Wars Rebels Season 1 finale. Yeah. Huge spoiler warning.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, we're about to talk about it.
So here we go. Ahsoka! She's back. She's back. That was the big twist. She was Fulcrum, the person who was feeding them secrets for all their missions they've been going on. So what's the reaction to this?
I'm psyched. You know, I mean, look, we'd all wonder when this show began, especially knowing Dave Filoni's involvement. I thought Ahsoka coming back was inevitable. And then once they did the Fulcrum mystery, it's like Ahsoka being Fulcrum was also kind of the obvious guess again because of Filoni. I'm very happy that it was the obvious thing, only because I want to see her again. This was such a huge unanswered part of the everyone wanted to know what happened to Ahsoka. Now that she's back, she's part of the show. I'm just so glad. I have no problems with it being, that was obvious, because now we know next season we're going to get to know what's going on with her, and that's great.
What do you think of her look of adult Ahsoka? And is it a new voice actress?
No, it's Ashley Eckstein.
She's just talking a little.
Yeah, I think they're trying to mature her, obviously, because last time we saw her, she was still like teenager, even though she was older than when we last saw her the first time on the show, I should say. No, I thought it was really cool. We got just the glimpse of her. Obviously, we didn't see her in action or anything. If anything, maybe I kind of wish they'd given her like a bigger entrance. She's walking down the ladder. It was a little subdued, but at the same time, I just was thrilled to see her, and I think it'll be, it's all kind of like that little kernel, here she is, and now next year we'll really see, what she where she at.
I thought this was a great episode overall, and I was getting chills, and I was so happy. With the fight, and then the rebels came up and everything. And I was like, oh, well, that's great. I'm satisfied. Then that happened, and it's
right.
This is a little thing about me is that I don't go online looking for theories of what's going on. I kind of like to avoid it until at least the season's over, and then I sort of absorb it and to talk about it. So I didn't even hear any theories that was who Fulcrum was. I was completely ignorant of it. So it was just that big. I was like, oh my god, this is happening. But there's more to talk about. So let's talk about that fight with Kanan and the Inquisitor.
That was great. I mean, first of all, you had the little three-way fight, which was obviously going to give you a callback to the Darth Maul fight.
Yes, and even the setting was very
similar.
Much the end of episode 1.
And that was really fun. But then Ezra's kind of taken out pretty early.
Because understandably.
I mean, he's had a lightsaber for a month or so. And when it became the one-on-one fight, Kanan had kind of gotten his ass kicked throughout the season every time they'd fight. But this time, he's got 2 lightsabers. He's much more
nothing to fear.
Nothing to fear.
Almost like an Obi-Wan moment, but Obi-Wan almost seemed to tiptoe the dark side in his, but Kanan seemed to be almost more at peace.
Right.
And he was very much more focused. It wasn't rage mode.
No, he was very focused, and I thought it was a great fight. I mean, we were saying earlier that it was kind of like 8-year-old Star Wars fans' dream. You got a bad guy with a double-sided lightsaber fighting a good guy with 2 lightsabers. One of his lightsabers shoots. So it was over the top, but awesome over the top.
It was very well done.
Yeah.
Oh, so great.
I mean, if I was a kid watching that, and maybe if I'm a grown man, I'll still be reenacting that, that fight and everything that happened.
We have some lightsabers upstairs.
We do. Kanan slicing his saber in half, extremely satisfying.
But this brings us to a debate that you and I are having about the fate of the Inquisitor. The show wants you to believe that he died. He lets go, falls off the edge into the exploding generator. Never drop your lightsabers into your ship engine core generator thing.
No.
And it looks like he's dead. So do you think he's dead or alive?
I mean, right now I think he's dead only because, we're going to talk in a second about who showed up at the very end. I feel like it's make way for the real bad guy. And I'm of 2 sides of it because we never really got to know the Inquisitor. He was scary. Jason Isaacs is awesome, so we gave him this great menacing voice. But we never got to know his deal. So there is a part of me thinking, it'd be kind of cool if we learned more about him. But the other hand, I kind of like the idea that, this finale really delivered on a fight to the death.
Yes.
Took out its main villain at the end of season 1, which surprised me and really kind of shifted things. So in a way, I'm okay if he's not back. You're right. I mean, anything's possible, even though he fell into a pretty big explosion. We didn't see the body. This is Star Wars.
Yes, that's my point. That I feel like because he fell into the smoke, and if you don't see the body, I don't think they're dead. So he fell into the smoke. He probably grabbed onto a ledge and went and got into a TIE fighter
before the ship blew up.
Before the ship blew up and went off in the other direction. He's probably ashamed that he lost, and I could see him popping up in maybe not season 2, but in season 3 or 4, I was just oh my gosh, he's back. It would be a big return. and then probably learn more about him as just like the man and not the tool of the Empire.
Right. Either way, though, I do think it's kind of cool and impressive that they took him out this early, and really shifted what's going or did. But I do. I mean, either way, I don't think he's showing up at the beginning of next season, right?
Sure.
It's like I think for now.
He's off the table.
Right, we've moved him away.
So let's talk about who's now on the table.
Yeah.
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader, yeah. I will say I wish they hadn't revealed, yes, we did share that, because Lucasfilm sent out an image and a trailer with him. Kind of be cool if they hadn't, just to
it would have been mind blown.
It would have been
mind blown Vader.
Right. But it was still worked as far as a whoa, and the fact that it clearly seemed like Vader's sticking around. You know, it's he is here. To really, first we had Tarkin show up, and that's what I really liked in the past few episodes it was literally the week I'd written in my review, I'm really liking this show, but the Empire keeps losing, and they can't seem credible if they continuously lose.
Yeah.
And then the next week, Tarkin shows up and literally says, you guys keep losing. I'm here to fix things, and then he brings Vader in.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty damn cool as far as okay, things have really gotten serious here.
Yes. Okay, so final thoughts on the finale to season 1.
I loved it. I loved it too. I thought it was super exciting. The action was great. And what really impressed me was they really upended the show by the end. It's the Inquisitor's gone, one way or the other. Ahsoka's here. The Rebels suddenly have a lot more allies. They're not what they're going to be, but there's several blockade runners.
Yes.
We get this idea. And now Vader's part of the mix. So it really feels like they're not going to keep this show stagnant. And, Rebels felt pretty small season 1. I liked it, but compared to Clone Wars, it was a very small show.
Yeah.
Now they've suddenly expanded it in a big way. And lastly, I got to say, Ahsoka being back, come on. Vader's part of the show now. Ahsoka's part of the show. What happens when they meet? That's come on, it's that is going to be very. That's a story they have to tell because we all want to see.
Oh my God,
there's so much meaning there, between that. Yes,
I can't wait. So listen to what you guys thought of this in the comments. I'm just still crying nerd tears for Ahsoka. She's back. She's back. Welcome back, Ahsoka. Again, let us know what you think in the comments. And for all things for Star Wars Rebels, right here on IGN.
May the Force be with you.